Hi there, welcome to another painting tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to paint a portrait with acrylic paints. So let's get started. And I have some different colors here. I have a beige, which is mixed with a zinc white, a chocolate brown, an olive green, black, and a alizarin crimson. And I want to start by putting down a wash. Let's use a size 8 flat brush. And I have this paint mixed up here. So I also put some drying retarder in here for acrylic paints, and I'm hoping that will slow down the dry time of the paint and help us get a little bit more blends, or to be able to blend the paint a little bit more easily. Okay, so just add your first layer. Kind of go along with this sketch, and you can get this sketch linked in the description below. Okay, and I don't use this slowing retarder very often, but I think that when you paint portraits, it's kind of tricky to blend the skin tone because the transition in your skin, it's just very soft and subtle. So it's important to get more blending when you're doing portraits. And this could help you achieve those results. But when I paint animals, I usually don't use it. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and do the neck here. And you can move your paper to make this more easy for you so that you can get the right angles. Just try to get some crisp edges. Okay, so that's a nice first base layer, and then let's let that dry. And I actually forgot to get some white paint on here, so I'm going to take just a titanium white. Okay, and then let's switch. I have a size 0 round brush, and let's put in the white of the eyes with this. This is a fine detail brush, and I tried to get this one. This is the Princeton Snap, and it just has a little bit more of a kind of a stiffness to the bristles. That's kind of something I've been working on, is with kind of seeing the difference that you get with a stiff brush versus a soft brush. And it does seem like when your brush is a little bit stiffer, you can sometimes get more control. Okay, now let's put in some darker details here. I'm going to take a little bit of black, mix that up with some of this chocolatey brown. It's almost like a burnt sienna. And I want to shift it a little bit more brown. And then let's see if we can put that in the mouth. So we'll kind of go a little bit and then add it here. Okay. I'm going to rinse my brush. And let's put in some details for the eyebrows. So you can just carefully add that, and then we'll do the other one. Also, with a smaller brush, you're just having less paint being applied to the paper. And then when there's less paint, you can kind of stretch it a little bit and make it blend further than if you had a lot of paint on your brush. Okay, I'm going to make a little bit darker brown to put this area of the nose hole. You want it to be pretty dark. And let's add some dark values to the ear. Okay, I'm gonna sort of try to blend that out a little bit. Maybe bring some up to the top. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this light brown and let's put it on this eyelid here. See if we can get a clean line. And then we'll do that to the other eyelid. And then let's bring this line down here. And then kind of use a damp brush and see if you can soften that a little bit. Whoops, I got a little bit too much water, so just be careful of that. And just use a dry brush to kind of suck that water back up if that happens to you. Just trying to blend it in. Okay, and then we'll use this brown to do a shadow of the nose. So I want to do very carefully, put a little bit of paint there. It's probably a bit too much, but let's see if we can kind of blend it out. We've got the shadow here. Pick up some of that paint that was too much and blend it down. Okay, and then this part is in shadow as well. Okay, I'm going to kind of try to pick some of that up and just smooth it out and blend it in a little bit. Okay, and then so now we can try to do, I'm going to mix a little bit of the base beige color with some of this brown. And let's see if we can get a darker kind of a shadow color. And that's more of what we want right here. And then it's going to go underneath the mouth. We just wanted a couple values on that value scale darker. And we can put it, let's put it up here as a shadow. Then I'm just going to try to blend it out. And you can kind of see how that slow drying medium is allowing us to have a little bit more workable time with the paint. And that's helping us to blend a little bit more than we might otherwise have been able to blend. Okay, I'm going to put a shadow under the eye right here. And then over on this side. So I'm just trying to add, like I said, a little bit of shadow, some darker values. Okay, I want this part to be a little bit more of a shadow, so I'm just trying to add some more pigment, a little more brown. Okay, so this part we're just doing a little bit of a balancing act with our lights and our darks. Okay, so for the lips, let's see, we'll try to do a mid-tone with the lips. So I'm going to mix a little bit of the chocolate brown into that Alizarin Crimson. And then let's try to put that in. We're going right on top of the black paint. That's giving us just a nice base color. So another tip is if you want your painting to be kind of clean, you want to try to use Try not to go over the same area too many times. Sometimes when you do a lot of layers and they're not drying in between, things can get kind of messy. So if you want things to look pretty clean, that's a technique you can use, is just doing one stroke or one layer and then just letting that be your final layer. Okay, I'm gonna go over with this chocolate brown and I want to put it on kind of a shadow. Okay. Whoops. So we got a little bit over the edge there, but I could let that dry and then go over with some tan. Okay, so now let's put in some green of the eye, and I want a little bit of black in there so I can shift it to a darker shade of green. And then let's see if we can cover the eye. Try to keep your proportions correct with this. You want them to be, not to be too large. Okay, and I would probably let that dry. And let's see, we could add, I'm going to take a little bit of the darker shade, shadow color, and put it underneath her eye. And I can kind of blend that down a little bit. Okay, I want to cover this part of the nose. I see some kind of white showing through. Okay, I'm going to take the lighter value and just reinstate the tip of the nose. Okay, and then I'm going to, let's use the black. So let's do a more, we'll do a really sharp brush here. This is a size, I think it's a 0 spotter. And I'm going to get in pretty close and see if I can put in the pupils of the eye. We'll do it on this side. Okay, and then I want to put in the eyelashes. So let's see if you can do a single stroke here. You may have to press down kind of hard. Let's do that on the other side. And then we'll go underneath. And then we'll go under this eye. So these lines you have to be pretty decisive with, and that'll make them look a little bit cleaner. Okay, let's put a little bit of white in the eye. And we actually might have to let that dry a little bit more. Next, let's put a little bit of a darker color around this line here. It needs to be reinstated a little bit. And if I need to add a little bit of black to make that a darker brown, I can do that. I just want to make a line from the nose and down here. Okay, and that just emphasizes the shape. And then we'll do a little bit under this part. Okay, so I'm going to bring the eye down just a little bit. And then let's see if it'll let us put that white of the eye in. Okay, and on the other side, I might not put it on the other side even. Next, you can take a little bit of a dark brown color and let's put it underneath this eyelid. Just because we have a little bit too much white in the eye area. And this also can act kind of like a shadow. We could put it on this one too, a little bit. Okay, I'm going to clean up this part right here. See that it needs a little bit more color. Okay, so I would let that dry, and then for the last part you could do the hair. But this is just a simple kind of portrait that you could do. And if I wanted to put in some highlights, I could do that. So I have a size 2 flat brush. And let's put in a few highlights. So I'll take my white and I'm going to pop in a highlight right here over the eye. And I could put a little bit over the nose. And I could put some in the middle of the lip. Okay, and that's probably all I would do for a highlight. Just put a little bit because we don't want to overdo it. Okay, so I'm going to use some of the paint that's left over on the palette to put in some hair. So I'll start with this black. And we'll just put that in. And when I do the hair, it's usually pretty abstract. And then I'll add, maybe mix some of this up into more of a brown color. It actually gave me kind of a gray. Okay, so we'll call this portrait complete for now. Thank you so much for painting along with me. Please like and subscribe for more tutorials, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!